All right, so now we're going to get into the Egyptian art. Now, the Egyptian art, believe it or not, was actually started off from 31,000 BC and it ended basically in 400 AD. Now, don't know if you know this or not, but BC actually means before Christ. Um, and the thing is, a lot of people assume that because BC means before Christ, that AD means after death, and it doesn't. AD means Anno Domini, which means in the year of our Lord. Okay, so um, just a little fun fact for you there. Again, AD does not mean after death. It means Anno Domini, which means in the year of our Lord. Okay, I will be repeating this throughout the lessons and things like that, and in class. I will be at times asking you questions like that. You know, what does AD mean? What does CE mean? Things like that. So be prepared. Okay. So going back to the Egyptians, a lot of their uh, stuff was symbolic and stylistic. You know, compared to the caveman and prehistoric and other ancient time artwork. A large portion of what we know about the Egyptians comes from their tombs and monuments. Now, a lot of their focus was about the afterlife and also preserving the knowledge of the past, you know, their history. The thing is, a lot of it, again, seems like they talk about the afterlife because a lot of the stuff we find came from tombs. So in tombs, they are going to tell the story of the afterlife. So it's kind of goes hand in hand, you know. And it may, I'm sure there was other artwork, but it's time, decay, and stuff like that. Um, war. So a lot of their artwork was probably destroyed. But the tombs, on the other hand, inside the pyramids and things like that, uh, were preserved. Now, paintings and sculptures were made of stone and ceramic, so they were well preserved. Now, they did have artwork on wood, but the thing is, wood decays through time. So a lot of the wood artwork has decayed. It's no longer legible, things like that, you know. Um, Drawings were made on paper, but they called it papyrus. Excuse me. The thing is, that was the first form of paper back then. Um, Also, when it comes to art, a lot of their stuff was made of, no, the jewelry was made of ivory and gold. All right, so if you look on the picture to your right and above, that is a picture of the afterlife. Somebody basically passing away, and they are being judged in a sense if they're going to heaven or hell, in a sense. Again, they didn't call it heaven, hell. They called it, you know, something else. Okay. Now, basically, in that picture, the person who is dead is basically being scaled. Their life, how good they were, things like that, is being scaled against the feather of truth. Basically, it's like if your soul was pure and you lived a good life, then you're basically, you had no sins, you had nothing to hold you down, so it would be lighter than the feather. But if you had hatred, malice, greed, you know, bad things, and it would weigh down your soul, and then make it would weigh more than the feather, and then you would go to the hell type of sense. Okay, and the picture below that is a picture of jewelry that was basically worn by people, usually worn by the upper class people. The lower class people were usually didn't have stuff like that. Okay, all right. So the thing is, um, in the Egyptian language, there's hieroglyphs. There is no word for art, which is interesting. The thing is, though, they did have art. Um, you know, they put on pottery again, statues in the temples, um, and those were in common times for the Egyptians. You know, they had that kind of stuff. But the thing is, they weren't limited to just iron, gold, things like that, maybe like before. They had other stuff. They had silica, they had quartz, sand, they had, again, copper, gold, iron, jasper, turquoise. They even had this thing called Egyptian blue, which is like this powder, and it gave this bluish look. And if you see that picture of the pot right there, it gave that unique blue. Now, like I said, through time, um, statues, monuments would decay and break down. So if you look at the picture up on top, you see the four guys there, and then one's just crumbled to the ground. Um, it happens, time, uh, weather, war, things like that. And even, I believe it's on the next slide, even statues and stuff were and records were purposely destroyed. All right, again, we'll get to that in a second. Artists, the thing is, they didn't write the words on the temples and pyramids and uh, uh, obelisks. Uh, thing is, they were instead pre-made in a sense, and the artist just chiseled and did the rest of the stuff. To actually write back in the day in the Egyptian time was like a high honor. It's like you were really something. That'd be like someone being a doctor or a lawyer or even both at the same time. It would be like, wow, you're really smart. You know, uh, so they didn't teach everybody how to write in hieroglyphs. It was unique, and if you were able to, you had prestige. You were somebody, because you know how to write. Now, again, there were no letters to form words like we have now. It's A, B, C, D, and all that stuff. But rather, they had symbols that represented sounds and which they would be turned into words. So if you look at the picture to your right, there is the list right there. Um, has a picture, the letter represents basically, and what the picture is. So we got a vulture, we got a leg, we got a cup, a hand, things like that. And if you noticed, which some people may have already, when I gave you the paper, that exact paper, so you can do your assignment, um, some letters are repeated. Some pictures, like feather, I believe, has three things, three or two. No, no, definitely two. Um, and there's another one that has like two. Yeah, the chick has two. So yeah, it was kind of hard to write words, things like that, but you know, uh, that's the way they had it. Okay, now, excuse me. Um, by using a series of these objects, you create words, you create a story. Okay, and many other records and stories were recorded on the temples and buildings. Great battles, um, something that happened with the pharaohs, whether it was good or bad, things like that. Um, Now, the thing is, in some cases, it's known that people were erased from history, quote unquote, um, merely by having sculptures destroyed, hieroglyphs, chiseled off, um, that basically mentioned somebody, and they were gone. Now, the reason we know about some people is because elsewhere in the world, like in another place where Egypt fought somebody, they would mention so and so, you know, whichever king or so, whatever person. And what happened is that's how we know that somebody was there at that time. And the thing is, it's easy to see, okay, here's a king, and all of a sudden, between this king and this king, there's something missing here. What happened there? And thanks to record keeping uh, done by people at that time, we can see who was there, you know, um, and we can fill in the gaps now. So it was an easier way to erase somebody from history by just chiseling out their name. Pretty interesting, huh? Now, the thing is, future civilization would later turn letters to form sounds, and then those sounds would make words, and then those letters would create words, and we have the language what we have today. Okay. So, here is your final question. Do we, I know it doesn't say it on there, but do we, current day civilization, use any form of hieroglyphics to communicate? Remember, these are basically pictures that depict words or a letter, something like that. Okay, so think about it. Do we have any type of pictures that depict words that we would look at it? We're like, oh, it means this. We don't have to really think about it. It's just we can translate what that, because of that image, we can translate it into a word or words. So if so, when do we use this? What is it? Okay. If not, when do you think was the last time we used some form of hieroglyphs? Okay. Now, do you think hieroglyphs is a better form of writing uh, than what we have now? Why or why not? You know, do you think drawing symbols to represent words is a lot easier than just saying the words, or writing them down? Okay, so think about it, write it down. So the prompts are on the bottom. I think we do or don't use hieroglyphs today because, and explain your answer. Justify it. Give examples. Okay. Um, the second part of the question, I think hieroglyphs are/aren't a better form of writing because, and state your case. Back it up. Don't just say it. Back it up. Okay. So that is the end of this particular lesson. The next one is going to be starting the medieval times. Okay, now the medieval times will be in, again, two sections. All right, so it will be pretty long. Okay, but we'll break it down. We'll go step by step, and hopefully you learn something new, just like I hope you learned something new today. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you guys learned something, and see you in class. All right, take care. Have fun.